Alright, so I'm here. This is my dad and his beautiful YZ450FX that he got. It's a 2016. For the snow biking, you need a few upgrades, so this light bar will be great. What we're going to do first, and what he's already started doing, we're going to take off some of these kind of accessories so that we can get to things a little bit better. We're going to take off the number plate, and we need to get to the battery as well. So we'll take off a few things, and then we'll start the install. We're going to start with mounting the light bar itself, getting that where we want it, and then installing the harness, the wiring harness. But to do that, we gotta get to a few things. So that'll be the first step. So what we decided to start with was to install the wiring harness. So here we have the batteries back here on this YZ. So we had to remove or put to the side the fuel tank. Just take off the seat, undo some of the shrouds, and we're going to wire it kind of through the bottom right here, if you can see. And then we're going to make sure that we stay away from anything hot, anything that's moving. Don't want to damage our wires. And then we'll come up underneath the airbox. The airboxes on these newer YZs are up front, and we will finish it off with the wiring harness, or with the light bar up front. And then we haven't decided yet, we're going to put the switch itself either on the right or left side. So before you do anything further, you want to make sure that after you've connected your battery to your harness, so you just want to make sure that your light is working and that all your connections are working before you go and install it all the way. So as you can see, that's working, everything's good. So we're gonna keep going. Just a quick step here. We're installing the switch, the on-off switch for the light bar on the throttle side, the right-hand side. We're doing that just because it has a little bit more room. The kill switch takes up some room on this side. So by installing it on this side, we also don't confuse it as the kill switch. Just keep in mind, good rule of thumb, whenever you're installing new wires onto your bike, just try to make it and install it so that it's incongruent with the other lines, hydraulic lines, electrical lines. Also keep in mind that you need to be able to tie your bike down when you put it in the truck, so don't put the wires or the mount too close to that either. So we're putting the electrical tape on now for the clamps. Now the clamps, which are over here, are probably about 1.5 inches wide. So you don't need to go too wide, but you do want to overlap, because what this is doing is it's protecting your forks from scratches. We have found that it's easier to wrap it going towards the bike and going that way. Going the other way, we were having some problems. So quick tip for you there. We've just mounted the mounting plates after putting on the electrical tape for protection, and we've just hand tightened these, hand tightened the screws, because right now we're still trying to set placement and see where we want to actually mount the bar, and you got to make sure that they mount in correctly with at the right angle as well. We're thinking that we're gonna mount this on the second one in, or the farthest inward mount, setting this hole right here. Reason being is because then the extra spacing and extra metal will provide maybe a little bit of protection, let's say if you were to run your bike into anything. So that's what we're doing, and the next step will actually mount that and tighten it down. So we just put this side on, and the way your bolt and nut setup goes with washers, you have this it's corrugated. So let me just zoom in there. So it's corrugator has ridges on it, and that will actually touch the light bar itself. Okay, so you'll start with you'll put the bolt through, you'll put the first washer on, and then the ridged washer will go on. And then you'll hand screw that into your light bar. And you don't need to screw it in all the way. And then once you've got that done, on the outside of your mounts, you'll do the same thing. Washer first, and then your ridged washer, and lastly your nut will go on. Okay, so we've got it all mounted. We'll still play around, and you can play around with the actual adjustment of angle as you ride the bike and at night, kind of when you're using it and seeing it. You can do that. The wire that connects from the bottom of the light bar here, we're gonna just put the excess behind the number plate. The biggest thing there is you just want to make sure, again, there's no major rub when there's movement going on behind there as you turn the handlebars. So we're gonna put all the fairings and the seat and everything all back together, and then we should be done. Alright, so we got it all done. As you can see, it's mounted, looking pretty, and the best part is, turn it on. You got the lights going. Okay, here's what it looks like off. And switch it on. Boom. Let's go ahead and switch it off. Okay, just some closing statements about this light bar kit and some of the benefits. So not only is it priced very competitively, but I really like the feature of having the mounts that go in front of the plate. Yeah, there are mounts out there, and they do have this mount if you prefer it, but the standard would be that it goes across the top of your bar. The problem with that is I've gone over the top of my bar several times, just running slowly into, you know, a bank or a tree or whatever it be. You don't even have to be going fast, but if you do that, you put all your weight over the top, you can easily damage that expensive light bar. So by putting it in front of the plate, I think that's great. The other thing that's awesome about this light is that it's 6,200 lumens. So it's putting out a huge amount of light, so that you're not just seeing what's 10 feet in front of you, you're seeing what's, you know, yards and yards in front of you, so that you can track properly and know what's way ahead of you, so that you can actually open it up and ride with some speed. So that said, please like and share this video, and comment below.
Listen.